Alright, what's up? Welcome back to What's the Remedy Podcast. It's your boy, Dr. J.
Mr. Wash.
Ashley Ray.
And this is your weekly conversation on mental health, social issues, and other contributing factors playing society. What's up, Ashley? Why you cheesing?
We back 2020.
I know, I made it.
It's New Year, baby.
Excited for
We
the
in
new year.
here. It's New Year, new me.
2020 vision.
Ooh!
Hindsight's 2020.
2020. Got my glasses on. I can see.
You see clearly?
I can
Barbara
see
Walters. This is
clearly.
2020.
Oh, yeah.
2020, yeah.
You look like Barbara Walters.
I do?
No.
Oh.
You look real studious, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, new glasses.
Like somebody secretary.
Yeah. With your cardigan on.
Yeah.
Cardigan and
Top of the
glasses.
line, Marshall.
And your dark lipstick.
A little sexy on
You
you.
look like somebody auntie.
I am somebody's auntie. I am somebody's auntie.
Somebody auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Cardigan and stuff on. Real business
Hey.
professional. So is that how you bringing in your new decade? You bringing in real business professional?
Nice and nasty.
What's nice?
Yeah, my
and
man,
nasty?
I just said it like that.
What?
Nice and
Nice and nasty.
Yeah.
Am I man?
I don't know.
Fresh?
What fresh? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when he was talking about the end, whatever. He was talking about when he was playing them against each other. He's like, yeah, talking about a sister. Talking about no sister. He's talking about she likes it nice and nasty.
Oh yeah. That's you. Yeah, I'm nice and nasty.
Yeah.
I thought you said before we started recording, you said classy and nasty.
I did.
Because nice and nasty.
I'm
you
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, which one y'all like?
Classy and nasty.
You classy.
Classy and nasty.
What does
I
that
don't
mean?
like the nasty part.
I don't like the nasty part. Because I don't even know how to do
You
all
try to
that.
swing and do
You
all
see
that.
how I know it ain't working. All right.
If they tell you ain't you, they ain't your wife.
You're not
No.
nasty enough, man.
No.
You still be making little throw up noises when you talk about sex and stuff.
I do.
Like
I said I
you
was going
She's 9 years
I'm
old.
just thinking about what y'all don't know, man.
I'm talking about penises.
Penises and vaginas.
About to have a heart attack. This just makes me nervous.
That's okay. That's a blessing. That's your Catholic school upbringing.
Pretty much.
Nuh-uh, Catholic girls, nasty.
They are.
Yeah, very nasty.
So I don't know where that's it. I got
But you do have some morals though when you go to Catholic school. You get some morals, but then
But
you
there's some
kind of
nasty
lose
ones
some too.
up in there. That's basically
I would
okay.
say they probably try to teach you some more than most people.
They ain't teach me no
Most
more
people
than
try to
those.
go against it though, and actually
Yeah.
just happen to kind of fall in line a little bit.
I think my parents.
That's all
You lose when you're in Catholic school. You kind of lose some more, like say, kind of more out there a little bit. But when you go around to regular stuff, like regular school and stuff like that, and you see how other people act, you're like, oh my god. You kind of draw back a little bit.
Like, oh, I don't do all that.
Right.
I might say the F word. But I don't put mother in front of there.
So you say fuck her, but not mother.
Right.
She's a wholesome Christian woman.
Right. I'm a wholesome now.
Wholesome.
How is y'all 2020 looking?
Well, so far for 2020, and I guess it's kind of just going into that whole idea of 2020. I think that I'm trying to make some major changes because I'm getting older. Because like when I started, 2010, I was only 23, so I was young, you know. And now, in 2020, I'm 33. So you know what I'm saying? I'm going towards my mid-30s now, so I feel like in this new decade that I'm going into like 40s.
Yes, you need to change. Yeah.
Not that I need to change
Yes,
necessarily.
you need to change. We know you was hoeing back there, so
Back
let's
in
change.
the last decade.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like I gotta really focus on like getting ready to be older, like you know, because you're starting to be like a real adult now. Like you mid-30s going into 40.
Yeah.
Like, when you hit 40, you a real ass adult. Like you ain't no.
But I know real ass adults that act like kids, so I'm just like, man.
And I don't want to be that. That's my big thing is that I think that's what my mindset is right now is that I'm going into a new decade. I'm going to a new aspect of my life. I don't want to be that grown ass person that acts real immature and don't know what they're doing with their life and that kind of shit. In fact, I was in the club, not in the club, but at like a bar or something not too long ago. And I was with one of my homeboys and we were talking about how like there was these old niggas in the club at the bar. And they kept like, flirting with these older ladies and stuff. These niggas had to been like about 50, like they were 40, late 40s, 50.
What were they saying?
Just something like, hey girl, what you doing out here? Just like flirting and stuff. Just
That
little
makes
stuff. And the ladies were responding, like, and we were just discussing how, when we hit like 45, 50 years old, I kind of want to be settled somewhere. Like,
You don't want to be at the bar?
Chasing women
I
at the bar.
never want to be the old nigga at the club.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
am the old lady at the club.
Like it comes at you fast.
Nah, not what we talking about. We talking about like late 40s, kind of old, and still in the club doing the same shit.
And that's bad because the old nigga in the club was my age now. It was like I used to be like, man, be in the club in the 30s.
Yeah,
do that shit.
But that's how I felt at Rose Gold when I seen my cousin in another section, and I was like, I don't need to be here. I really was like, ooh.
But I mean, I feel like that too, and I understand like what Wash was saying. Like when I was younger, I seen a nigga over 30 in the club. Like this nigga old ass dude in the club.
Yeah. So 30 something ain't old to be up in here.
Not now. Not now. And well, depending on where you are, you should be in no 18 and up spot or nothing.
Yeah.
Like you should be at least a lounge.
21 and up.
I mean, all of ours are 21 and up. We ain't got 25 and up. Like Dallas got 25 and up clubs. We don't have.
Yeah, we ain't got no Maxwell's no more.
We ain't got the old people spot. I mean, but the thing is, we have old people spots though. Like we got spots that older people go to, even if it is just 21 and up. Like the younger crowd don't really go there. Like you can be in places like that, but my thing is, I would want to go out with like a significant other or something like that. Like I don't want to be there chasing. That's my biggest thing. I'm not even saying anything about people that go out. I'm saying people that like used to having to chase for some natural when you like 40 something years old when you could just be going home. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go home.
You don't want to be out on the crowd.
Right. I want to go out, kick with my people. You know what I'm saying? Have a few drinks, then go home to my people, to my wife and stuff. Like
that's so nice.
But I'm just saying when I get to that age, especially, and by the end of this decade, I'll be 43, so I'll be up in that age. So you got to think about that.
I'm 36, huh?
Yeah, so
46 going to the
that's what I'm saying. You'll be at that age by the end of this decade. So.
I'm still gonna be out here.
Yeah. I'm sad for you. 46 out
yeah, I'm still gonna be
actually one of these in the cat suit, in like a leopard cat suit with a wig on. Red lipstick.
Hide all that gray.
Yeah.
With some glasses.
She's gonna be at where they going, like Red Rooster.
Red Rooster.
Somebody daddy gonna talk to me.
Somebody daddy, somebody granddaddy too.
Shit, somebody's son gonna be like, man, what is all that? Wait, let me get this cougar real quick.
You can't handle this.
They're gonna be 35 calling you an old lady.
I know that's so fucked up. Niggas say that shit now.
This old bro don't try to talk to me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm just 26. I'm like, nigga, 26.
That's what I'm saying. I never thought I'd be at this point, but I don't feel bad about the point I'm at right now. I just know that by the end of this decade, I want to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't want to be still here. Because I'm doing different than I was when I was 23, but not enough different than when I was 23. Because I'm looking at it in the perspective of this is the beginning of a new decade, and I think of where I was at the beginning of the past decade.
Yeah, I definitely don't have the same mindset. Yeah,
so we're saying that. Let's go ahead and go into it. Like we talking about the decades, whatever. Like, where were you? Like, doing the synopsis of your decade. The synopsis of like where were you at? Like, what was the good and bad of the teens for you?
I'll say like one of the positive things is that all the way through the teens, I've been like a professional, I guess. And one of the biggest things that changed for me just within this decade was, okay, so 2010. In 2012, I moved to Houston. And so like from 2012 on, I think I've grown more as a person because I'm like completely independent. I mean, I lived by myself when I was in Corpus, but my mom was still like not too far away, like down the street. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to go back, help her out, that kind of stuff. But once I moved to Houston, I was like, I'm out here. Like, I have to be a full adult. I had to, make sure all my bills were taken care of. I had to make sure if anything happened, I had to figure out a way to make it happen for myself. I went job hunting by myself, out here to make this move and all that kind of stuff. So I think one of the biggest positives for me in this decade was that I've done a lot of growing. And even towards like the middle of this decade, in 2016, I bought a house. You know what I'm saying? So throughout this 10 years, even though I say I'm not that far from where I was at 23, I really have, in hindsight, I'm actually kind of like, I've moved quite a bit in 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I really want the same kind of progress or more progress within the next 10 years. So, I don't know. I have to think for some negative stuff. So y'all go for what y'all got positive in the past 10 years.
Nah, positive, like I said, I go my positive and my negative. Because like I say, my teens were full of highs and lows. Yeah. I say it started off with, I probably had my first real job after college.
Yeah.
got that. I skip forward to 2013. I got my first professional engineering job. And I was actually making money and doing good. Like I say, in 14, whatever, I'm flying around, going to my frat brother's wedding in Connecticut. I'm in Vegas. I'm in California and shit. I was doing a whole bunch of different shit. And then, close to the end of 14, it let my ass go. You know what I'm saying? Some bullshit. So that was like a down period. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time too, my back was fucked up. I had like a herniated disc. So I was dealing with that, whatever, dealing with some family stuff. So it was like a whole down period for that. Then 15, whatever, kind of just getting the job and trying to work myself back to where I was. And over a 5-year span, I went from 14 to 19. Like a little progression here and there, but not a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. But at the end of 19, actually getting the job that I wanted for a couple of years and being in a place financially and job-wise further than I expected to be. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the decade, I finally got to where I wanted to be. And it felt like it's a decade of 10 years, but it felt like it was even longer to get to that point. Mm-hmm. So it's like at this point now, I can go into the 20s actually establishing myself and kind of what I want to do with my life. Yeah. But I guess just the downside of that is like, it feels like it took so long.
That's how I feel about like as I look back, even just the past few days or going into the new year, all that kind of stuff. One of the things that I really noticed was that like it felt like those 10 years kind of flew by. Mm-hmm. But then when I look back, I was like, well, a lot of shit happened in those 10 years too. Cause like I always think about it because like I always think, oh well, because I guess because our lives before this, like before you get out of college, cause I graduated college in 2008. But before you get out of college, your life is broken up into like 4 and 5 year parts because you got elementary, middle school, high school, college. Like it's 4 or 5 years everywhere. And then once you get out of college, it's like it's a long span of like just taking jobs. You know what I'm saying? Just working, and so like you're always a professional from then on. So from like 2008 up until now, I've been a teacher, and so I'm like, that's 12 years of my life, and all I've been doing is being a teacher. Like so, when you look at it that way, it flew by and nothing happened. But then I have to go back. I have to go back and look and be like, okay, what little things happen here and there to make it, some changes or whatever. But
yeah, like I say, stuff comes at you. Turn my mic down, son.
Yeah.
My shit loud as fuck.
I thought I heard.
We just want to hear you. We just want to hear you.
10 years, 10 plus years dealing with your ass.
Man,
I've enjoyed it.
30 years, baby. 30 more.
Loud as fuck. I've enjoyed it. Like I say, I'll say that too over the decade. Like I've had up and downs with people, relationships and stuff like that. Yeah. And I can't say nothing bad or negative about it. It's all been a learning experience.
You better not say nothing bad about my
Like I say, you take the good and the bad of certain people. So, and you have to understand yourself that you wasn't a picnic yourself.
I was great.
That you had to grow. You had to grow too. You have to grow. So I'm just saying, like
you as
yeah, we all have to grow and adjust ourselves, whatever. So, like I said, I look at the past 10 years. Well, like I said, now I'm at a point where I'm professionally where I want to be, and a point where I'm like comfortable at. Yeah. But I know what I need to do to get where I need to be more now than I did 10 years ago. 10 years ago, whatever. These past 10 years of really trying to figure shit out. And get to the point where like, okay, what I really want to do, or how do I really want to handle something? How do I really want to be in a relationship? It's like that. And then now it's kind of like, I know all those things. So now it's about me applying those things to the next decade.
Right. Yeah. And I was gonna say that's a whole other topic that I'll get into like after we actually go. But the whole relationship thing, like I've had so many ups and downs with that too in the past decade.
Thinking about
it's crazy. So tell me some positives, Ashley. What's some positives that you can think back on for the 10 years?
Man, I became an aunt. That was a blessing. I think my niece really made me look at like life different. Yeah. Just I never really babysat none of my little cousins like as a baby. Never really been around kids like that. Yeah. So she's a blessing. She's the only grandchild my mom has right now. She might be the only one. Anywho.
You gonna be out there
I'm
soon.
I'm good. Anyway, positives. 10 years positive. It was some in there. I just
Can't think of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you already had one. You got your niece. That's one.
Overall, we all loud.
We all out. I don't want to turn it down because I'm gonna lose the peaks here.
Hello. That sounds better.
Okay.
I guess being more like coming into my own during the whole 10 years of not being shy, to just be me, taking self-worth. I've learned a lot. That was one of my downfalls when I think about 26. Is like I didn't probably know my self-worth. The people I was hanging around at the time, or who I was around, compared to how everything changed as I got older. Religious wise, basically more spiritual than anything, and the negatives was just health. Health really made me change with. I have high blood pressure and anxiety, and a lot of different things happened during 10-year period of people breaking in my home or trying to just, I don't know, it was a lot.
So, do you feel like the negatives help with some of your positives?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
that's
really
good.
do.
That's kind of how it goes, though.
I don't even want to think like, man, I wish this never happened to me. Because it happened for a reason, and it actually made me change up a lot of more stuff. Even 2019 wasn't my best year. But it also, when I brought in 2020, this year I feel so much better to know what I'm not going to allow, what I need to push forward for. It's not over. I don't want anybody to ever think it's over out there. I used to think like, damn, the next year going to be like the same year I just went through. It's not. Everything feels different to me. Stuff just has to change. Yeah. You have to remove yourself from people. You have to remove yourself from the way you were thinking, anything. You just got to be positive in your environment and keep your energy to yourself sometimes. Protect your energy.
And I think what you're saying is like really big too, because like it's a new year. Like you said, we're talking about it being a new decade, being a new year. And I hate when people kind of, and I've been guilty of this in the past too, say things like, oh, well, people just make New Year's resolutions, they don't really mean shit, because you ain't really doing that, you waiting for January 1st, now you gonna turn your life around. I think it's positive, like, if you have to select a day, that this is gonna be the day that I make the change, and you actually commit to that change, then I don't think there's anything wrong with, starting your 2020.
Right, let them talk. I didn't say anything. My New Year's resolution, I ain't never telling nobody what I'm going to do. I didn't even want us to do a show like that.
Right.
Because we did one, and I feel bad I didn't hit my goals. I started looking like, I ain't do none of that. Everything started knocking off last year, like, dang, I didn't even get to do that, didn't do that. Started feeling depressed, so now it's just like, no, I'm gonna start it way before 2020, but I can't tell nobody because I didn't want nobody asking me, why didn't you do this, or man, you're not doing this no more, or just asking me about it. It's for myself.
That's one of the things that one of the things that I started even before 2020 was that I kind of stopped posting so much. Like, I don't post a lot of snaps and that kind of stuff anymore, because I used to post like everywhere I went. Like, oh, I'm doing this right now. I gotta, remember this.
You think it's a bad thing?
What, posting things?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's bad. I just think for me, it made me lose focus on what I was doing. So like I would go out and do things, and I mean, although I would enjoy myself, I think I enjoy myself more when I'm not trying to document them. You know what I'm saying? And so that was one of the things I wanted to change.
And I don't think it was a bad thing. I think going forward, I think you should, if you posting or snapping certain stuff, it should be new stuff.
Yeah.
Like, don't be posting.
The same thing.
Well, like I'm saying, like, you're doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, now you can make your videos with it, right?
Yeah.
But it's something different with it, right? But you go to different locations, whatever. If you go to the same spot every week, whatever, why?
So I can't post I'm going to the address no more?
Not every.
You got me fucked up.
You're always supposed to address,
the address every Friday.
I'll be there.
Yeah, every Friday and shit you posting. You know what I'm saying? It gets kind of old, so you just have to post something.
No, it never gets old.
But the address never gets on?
No.
You're a great advertisement for
Yeah,
it never gets old.
Ashley, they put Ashley on the flyer for that address. And she loves it.
But like I
The
said,
wings never get old.
well, like I said, like I said, if you like posting stuff like that, try to get yourself in the mindset of going to other places, whatever you posting.
Right.
Like going to new spots and stuff.
I'm off of social media right now.
That's good. I thought about doing that too. I just turned my app timers back on to where like I'm not supposed to do more than 2 hours. Of course, I ignore the app timers a lot, but it does help me to like when I look at it and see that because like on iPhone when you turn the app timers on, it fades. It fades out all your apps, so it's like your timer tells you that you can't open them. Now you can go ahead and open them and say, "Do you want to ignore your timer?" And you can say yes, but I think looking at it, sometimes I look at it and be like, you know what? I don't need to get on that. I'll put it back down. You know what I'm saying?
I have to delete it, all that off.
Oh, well, I just put 2 hour limits on it, so I can't do 2 hours a day on any app.
I'm
any
addicted to social media. I wake up, I'm on it.
What I'm
I
saying,
had
we
to
do
really-
social media because a lot of times we stay stagnant. So when you just at the house or you just not doing nothing, you're on social media.
Yeah.
So it makes it to the point where like we need to, when you have free time or whatever, get up and get out.
Do something else.
And
yeah.
that's, basically
So,
what I'm trying to
so when
do.
you get up and get out and you're around people, whatever, that's the times when you really shouldn't be on social media. You should be
But we
conversing, like
all-
having a good time.
I just know
but
we
we-
just all on our phones.
Yeah, because people are socially awkward. People don't know how to have a conversation.
Yeah, and it gets to a point. We were talking about that. I went to happy hour the other day with some people, and they were talking about how like people always have their phones out. Like we were talking about younger people. Now we like really sounded old at that happy hour. Like you know how the young people they always got their phones and always doing something. And so like we were just talking about that.
I
But
always wonder what people be doing on their phones all the time. 'Cause I ain't got that much.
But it's people pull out their phones and stuff like that. Like we be at a club or something, right? Or a happy hour, and people pull out their phones because phones now have taken the dead time out. Like if we didn't have our phones and we having a conversation, right? And then you walk away to talk to somebody else, and I'm just standing there. You know what I'm saying? That would be like static time where I'm just like standing here, like, okay, what did I do? When we look at the TV screen or something like that. Now I can just pull out my phone and just go through my phone and shit.
right, and
So-
and then some people think that like, oh, I'm not on social media, so that makes me like not as bad as everybody else. But then there are people that like go to news sites and just scroll news sites and they read all these articles or they play games. A lot of people play games on the phone.
Yeah, I play games.
And so like people
See, I
be
ain't
like,
take
yeah, I
that
don't do
away.
social media, but you still looking at the screen just as much as everybody else.
Also, I'm
And
still looking at
so-
the screen. But I've been reading more since
I said I was gonna do that too. I need to. I still haven't started yet, but I do want to start reading more too. But I think that's if I want to talk about like some of the negative things that happened to me over the decade, like even like the death of my father was like 2014, so that's like right in the middle of the decade. And so I think that was more so like a catalyst for me to do a lot more things too, because when he died, I started working out more. So that by the time I graduated from grad school, I had already dropped a bunch of weight. And I just kept working out until I dropped a lot of weight. Of course, now I gained all my weight back. But at that point, like by 2016, I was like in the best shape of my life, like better shape than I was even in when I was playing football, and that was a lot. Like I was stronger and more in shape than I was when I played, and so I was like, this is great. Like it was a great part of my life in that decade. But I think it was motivation from the fact that like so many like that death and all that negative shit that came along with that kind of motivated me to do more. And so I think going into the new year, what I want to do is get more motivation without anything negative happening. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that same motivation I had in 2014. I want that now because I did great in grad school. I graduated with a 4.0. You know, like I was doing good, and I think I was motivated. But I think that I needed something to motivate me. And now I want to get to a point where in this decade, I don't need anything to motivate me. I just need to be moving constantly, moving forward and doing things that I need to get done. Whether it be working out or just business stuff, you know, building myself up business-wise and professionally, then that's what it is. Financially, all that.
That's actually good.
Like I said, I think I need certain goals and stuff like that to shoot for.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it makes me motivated to be like, okay, nah, I can't fuck around. Like I do this
Right.
and stuff like that. Because I get, you know what I'm saying, start procrastinating and get stagnant and stuff like that. And I have a couple of things that this year and going into next year and stuff like that I'm shooting for. So it's kind of like I have to be like put up or shut up, and I can't let nothing like that sidetrack me from what I want to do.
Trying not to go to jail and shit.
That'd be a good goal.
That's a good goal. Once you going to jail a lot.
Thank you. What?
I'm just saying. But like the decade just kind of taught me just
Man, it was hard.
I
never really looked at it until y'all talked about it now. I was like, damn, I went through a lot.
The decade shows
it
you.
Didn't change me.
The decade shows you about a lot of stuff that you didn't do, a lot of stuff you didn't accomplish.
Yeah.
The decade also shows you how much full of shit you were.
And also how strong you are.
Yeah, how strong you are.
I said I couldn't take some stuff, and I was like, damn, I made it through.
Yeah, like how you going to get through certain things, and you realize like, damn, that shit happened like 5 years ago. I'm still here, and stuff. So, like I said, the decade when you actually just take time to look back on that and stuff, there's a lot of. It went by so fast. It feels now, but you realize looking back like how much shit actually happened during that time frame.
It really shows me I'm not the same person as I was like when I was 27, 28. Damn, I'm not that girl.
And then the decade also show you too, like shit. A lot of people you came into that decade with,
I ain't dating no more.
You ain't leave with them after the decade.
You ain't lying. Dang. Because everything I'm thinking, I don't even talk to them. Yeah. I see them. Like, what's up? That's it.
Like I said, your circle gets smaller or whatever. And stuff like that. You get more people around you.
Your ass still around, but I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Well, shit, you like a roach. You know what I'm saying? Can't get rid of your ass. I ain't sprayed you a couple of times.
Nope.
Stuff like that.
I know his phone number by heart. Just in case I go to jail. I gotta make sure.
That's when you really know you fucking with somebody.
I gotta make sure I get out. I'm not calling my mama.
I get it, man.
I need you to go to her house now.
But I think one of the other things you notice from like looking in hindsight on your decade is like how much you can get accomplished in that time span, even though it seems like it's quick in hindsight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like if I had started something at 23, then by now I would be like so far progressed in it because at 23 I'm like, well, you know, I'm procrastinating. Now I'm 33 and it went by seemingly fast. So now I'm like, well, if I start something now, then by the time I hit 40, I should be good, but I need to start. And since I know that now, since I have that wisdom now, that if you just start something, you can actually work towards it in the future. And 5 years may pass and you actually made like some real good progress on it. You know, whereas when you're in your 20s, you're like, I mean, I got time. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to start later or you get to a point where you're in your late 20s, you're like, it's too late. It's too late.
Do you feel like it's too late now?
No.
You're in your 30s?
And I think that's something that I'm trying to get my mind set on is that it's not too late. Because I'm 33, so that gives me at least 7 years to get something major accomplished before I'm 40. 2 years before I'm 35. So like, and you can get a lot done in 1 year. I think we had the conversation on the last podcast before the new year. We were talking about how like Meg Thee Stallion was at Opulence when I was at Opulence in 2018 New Year.
For New Year's.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, it was like 100. It was like 100 people there. Well, a couple hundred people there at Opulence, and so those few hundred people that were there for that little small concert she was doing, and then the next New Year's Eve she had Beyonce party. You know what I'm saying? So like all of that can be done in a year. So if I'm like, oh well, man, it's too late. I mean, how much time is it gonna take me to get there? Like you just need to start working. So like. So when the next 10 years pass, because the next 10 years is going to fly by again, just like these past 10 did.
Oh, yeah.
When the next 10 years pass, I can look back and be like, damn, look at where I'm at. It's because I started 10 years ago doing this. And it took me a couple of years to get it really jumping. But now, 10 years later, look where I've come.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want that time to fly by like it does, because the time flies. You don't want that time to fly by and you look back and be like, damn, I could have started 10 years ago and I'd be dope right now. But
yeah, you don't want to never look back and be like, hey, I missed an opportunity.
Right.
Or like, what if, what could have been, and stuff like that, because I wasted those years procrastinating, BSing with something or somebody or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
And so, like I said, when you talking about like the people you came in with, the people that you leaving out with, it's like, what decade, whatever, certain associates became friends, certain friends became family, and in reverse, certain friends or family became enemies.
Right.
Or associates, whatever, that you don't even fuck with no more. It's like that, like over that 10-year span, whatever, so much could change. But the only constant that you have is you. Like you have the power to control how certain stuff goes. You can't control everybody else and the circumstances around you, but you can control your own personal growth.
Yeah.
So
Yep. You could have a whole family, like your whole life could be completely different within the next 10 years. So you can't really
You
judge
get
where
pregnant.
you are right now. Why you pointing at me like you can't get
wishing
pregnant?
shit like that on people. What the fuck?
Actually, gonna turn up pregnant, and it's gonna be funny. Cause you keep talking about pregnancy. Girl,
What?
Cause you keep talking about pregnancy with
I
everybody
don't
else.
Cause I don't want to see the tears and shit. Her crying and shit calling me.
Nah, but you need to talk shit. Stop talking shit about everybody else then. So everybody else they gonna get pregnant.
But like, I already told you I'm getting my sage to burn up and stuff like that. They're all bad juju away and stuff.
What was that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Learn that.
No, but like I say, we're talking about the decade thing. Kind of goes into the other stuff we're gonna talk about. Like over the decade, whatever. I think there's a lot of times we look for acceptance.
You think he was?
At times I think like you look for approval. Like I say, I think about.
Well, I thought some of the decades. Well, that's
because I think where I was with them, like at the end of the day, like when the decade started, I was 26, so I was still looking for approval because I wanted to be, like I said, that's your mind, like in the college years and stuff like that. So you look for approval from your parents and stuff like that, family wise, because they're like, okay, you of age now, you know what I'm saying? You went to school and then you're supposed to be getting these big jobs and shit like that, especially what you majored in and stuff like that. So you looking to approval to show them that their hard work wasn't in vain.
I ain't
So
look for approval. Next.
Okay, but you look for approval for that.
Well, I mean, okay, look at it this way though. Okay, so from 2010 to 2020, that's the biggest time for social media. That's the biggest decade for social media because Instagram. Twitter started in 2009.
Yeah.
Instagram started like 2010.
Well, Facebook let everybody on,
yeah,
right?
Facebook let everybody on in 2009. Like that's when social media blew up for this past 10 years. So if you think about from 2000,
I first was by myself. I
Yeah.
think that was scary.
2000 to 2010, that decade,
Myself.
2000 to 2010, people didn't really have to look at what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
But the decade of 2010 to 2020, everything you did was on display.
So you can say that comparing.
But you know, I never really showed what I used to do back
But you
then.
see what other people are doing though. And so you, not that you're looking for approval from them, but you're thinking, okay, I need to get to that point. I need to do this. I need to work for this.
You spend a lot of time looking at other people like, how the fuck are they doing this?
Right.
And so when you know that person and you like, man, how the hell they doing this? And then like, think about it, when social media first started, niggas were really stunting. If niggas had a little bit or whatever, they would stunt their ass off and make it look like their life was just extravagant.
And it doesn't even have to be other people. It could be the fact that like a lot of things that are coming up now are like travel blogs. And so you start seeing a lot of travel stuff coming up and all these places and destinations that you can go to and you're like, okay, I want to be at a point where I can do all of this and all that. And so like now your thoughts probably wouldn't be there if you didn't see it all the time.
That probably was, and that's when I start traveling out of the country and stuff. Yeah.
So, but I'm saying, but those things are good, but also negative too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's a gift and a curse because, like, for one, it does give you insight on new things, gives you things to work towards and things to go towards. But at the same time, it can cause you to not look at what you're actually your goals for yourself.
Because you're looking at yourself and you be like,
I'm not there.
You're like, man, how this nigga, how she going on this trip, whatever, got like 5-6 kids and shit, and going out the country, and I can barely go to San Antonio.
Right. And I gotta drive.
And I gotta drive and shit. They take plane trips. And this is the second trip. I ain't seen this whole take this year and stuff like
Get
that.
out my head! Get out my head!
See? So that's what I'm saying. So that's the negative side of it because we get really bent out of shape about it because we be like, man, I'm over here struggling, trying to paycheck to paycheck, trying to survive and do this, but they got so many more hardships than I do, but they doing more shit than I do.
And it's not even like hate. It's not like you hating on them. It's more so the fact that like, okay, they must be doing something right that I'm not doing. So then you start beating yourself up about, okay, what do I need to do better? What am I doing wrong?
Don't pay the bills like they don't pay.
They may be paying their bills. That's the thing though. Like I can't hate on people that are getting their shit
Get
done.
a payment plan on your trip.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea though.
That's how I did mine.
I was saying that's not a bad idea at all. But the payment plan on big trips.
Yeah, like right now, we used to plan like where we gonna go for about September or August.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the things that like it clouds your idea of self-acceptance and self-approval because if you didn't look at anything else, you'd be like, okay, this is what I need to do for myself. All right, I'm getting this done. I can be proud of myself for this. But like you're proud of yourself in one minute, then you're looking at something else, and you're like, well, I'm not there though. Like I'm here, but I'm not there. Like I can't really.
So you're comparing yourself.
You're comparing yourself to somebody else.
Social media makes you compare yourself.
Right, and that's what I say. For this past decade, that's what we've seen a lot of because social media like blew up in the past 10 years. I don't know where it's going to go in the next 10 years, but if it's...
I hope it goes better.
Because from 2000 to 2010, like I said, it was a gradual shift of just like conversing with people. Because 2000 was like AIM was still big and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like AOL Instant Messenger, that kind of stuff. So you were opening lines of communications to the world more. So everybody was talking more, so it helped some. But then, like from 2010 to 2020,
because
it was
that was the whole Facebook, MySpace boom.
Right, man. MySpace came up around that time.
My MySpace was fire.
Black Planet was up.
Yeah.
What you doing on Black Planet?
I was in like 8th grade. I mean,
I don't even want to talk. Damn, I was never on Black Planet, but I went on my friend date with her on Black Planet.
Yeah.
That's about it, bitch.
That's what I'm saying. I would like that's when the social media first started with MySpace, Black Planet, you know, that kind of stuff. It just blew up after that. And so like now, my question is like as far as self acceptance, you know, because I do think that's a big deal, and I think somebody people really need to work on is being able to, you know, find some self approval. Because I think looking at social media makes people think that you're supposed to have approval from other people. But what do y'all think is going to happen in the next 10 years? If you have any prediction for the next 10 years of social media, self-acceptance, that kind of stuff, since we're discussing kind of both of those together, do you think people are going to get worse or better?
I think it's going to get worse because I think we're going to be on some her type shit.
Her?
The computer.
You really think it's going to go there?
Because shit's going to go to more virtual reality.
Yeah,
I think we are both more isolating ourselves from everybody.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So if I can talk to...
Do you know how many people I talk to on IG that I don't know?
That's what I'm saying.
In my DMs?
That's what I'm saying. We live through internet connections. We don't live person to person.
I will say this though. So now, once AI becomes big, because AI is going to blow up within the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's going to be talking to artificial intelligences. Mm-hmm. But like, would that not make it like easier to be more like to yourself, to like only worry about what you're doing for yourself? Because it's just gonna be you and your artificial intelligence talking to each other, so you don't really have to interact with everybody else so much.
It's gonna make us more isolated that we can't even deal with an actual person.
Yeah.
That we're not gonna even know how to interact with people.
But I just don't think we're gonna have. Well, I'm not gonna say we're gonna have to, but I'm gonna say that I don't think socially people are gonna feel like they don't have to. Just like now, people socially don't feel like they have to leave their house because they can just tweet. They can, you know, Facebook, Uber Eats, like you don't have to leave.
Everything.
Now, you don't even have to, like, because right now what's happening with people and what's kind of the downfall for Twitter and other social media, because we kind of brought it up before we even recorded when we were talking about Ari Lennox and how, like, the dude made a joke about her looking like a Rottweiler, and, like, now, like, it tore her up and they had whole conversations about it. One of the big things about social media right now is that people are kind of tired of everybody like giving their opinions and tearing people down and stuff.
That's what I thought they were going to take away, like likes and stuff like that.
Right,
I
that's
would
what
think
they're
that would
trying
happen.
to do. But
I think it's going to happen.
I think it's possible, and that's why I say I think AI is going to be a big deal for people, because now you're going to be able to talk and converse with somebody without having the running the risk of somebody like tearing you down or something like that. Unless AI starts developing insults, then you just kind of play.
But that's what I'm saying though. I was like, but that's gonna make people live in a bubble.
Right.
Because when you step outside of your AI, you have to deal with another person, and the person say something to you. How are you gonna really react to that? Because you be like, but shit, my AI tells me every positive stuff every day, and I deal with that, and then you tell me some like, why you got that color shirt on, this and that. You kind of like, I don't know how to take this because my AI told me this shirt was fire.
And so you're going to fall back into wherever you started.
Yeah.
You're not going to go back out no more.
They're going to come out no more, whatever.
But I think, and I want to say that's an extreme example, but it's really what people are leaning towards now. Because now if like even that, the Ari Lennox thing. So, but the argument I had for that was, okay, so he said that her and Tiana Taylor look like Rottweilers, but they sexy, like they look like sexy Rottweilers. And I was like, I've heard niggas joke like that before. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas tell jokes like that all the time.
Yeah.
And so like,
who said this?
It was just something on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Nobody
famous?
No, it went viral, and then so Ari read it, and she got on her IG live and was crying and saying that she just doesn't understand why people have to be so hateful and hurtful with their speech and all that kind of stuff. It really hurt her, but she's real sensitive too. She always reacts to stuff. But the thing is, what I'm saying is like, people are going to want that much positivity. Like I said, it's an extreme example, but I think people really want nothing but positive responses. Because the same thing goes for like fat shaming and stuff like that that we've discussed before. Like, if nobody ever tells you something that you're doing is wrong, then it makes you feel better. And so if you have AI that you can talk to every day that doesn't tell you anything but positive stuff, why would you talk to anybody that's going to tell you something negative? It's going to seclude you, but it's going to make you feel better for that second.
I really fear for this because I think it's ahead of their time. I think it's going to be like the next 10 years is going to be like The Sims.
Yep.
Like pretty much we all going to be living like avatars. Because like I said, we talk to each other through social media, through connections, whatever, but we really don't do face-to-face shit. Like people fall in love with a person's personality over a web page or you know what I'm saying, or a certain site with a profile.
So have you ever fell in love with somebody like over just like talking on the phone or just?
Yeah, when you're younger, because that's all you had.
Not when you're older, like just their personality, and then when you get around, you're like, hell nah, like you know.
No time in the recent years, but yeah, like you love their phone personality, but then when you kind of get around them, there's nothing really to talk about.
Yeah.
You kind of like.
Are you like this is just like no.
Yeah, this is not. I don't feel this, whatever. Because I think just through a conversation, you build somebody up mentally in your head, whatever.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And
I'm
I think,
good at that shit.
And I think it's like it was it's optional.
Yeah. Like it's been stopped for a long time.
For real?
Okay, now we back. Yeah, you probably missed like all of what y'all should see.
Well, which part?
We were just talking about. What was it? Just about just what you and Ash were talking about.
Well, no, I was talking about like I said, we pretty much be living in the Sims, whatever. Like we all avatars and stuff. I said we all avatars and stuff like that, and we living through profiles and stuff. And like I said, it's also what was it was an episode on South Park, whatever, when they had like the girls was photoshopping their pictures, whatever, and all the boys was like, "Hey man, check out my girl." They be walking with the girl, and they be like, "Hey, check out how my girlfriend look." And they be showing the picture on the phone, and not even talking about the girl next to them, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they living through what they see on social media.
So I could be a whole different person.
And that's exactly what it is. And the thing is, it's kind of already started, and now I can see what you're saying, and I see it like really for real. Because if you know, it's like AirPods. Everybody walks around with AirPods in now. Yeah. Like all the time. Like niggas be in the club with AirPods on. So like, hey nigga, what are you listening to? But like, that's kind of that's how it's gonna start being. Because even the new AirPods have like noise canceling in them.
Yeah. So you ain't hear.
So like, you don't hear anything. So you just put your AirPods in, and you can walk around and do whatever you want to do.
That's kind of dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
That's why I don't put one in. Because I'm like, you still got to hear outside noises and shit like that.
But yeah, but I think that in the future, that's gonna be the thing. Like you stay in your phone, headphones on, don't interact with anybody out here.
And that's how that movie was to me.
Yeah, like if you interact with anybody, it's gonna be through the device. Even if it's a real person, you're gonna interact with them through the device. So why would you have to interact with anybody else? And now you have AI that you're gonna be talking to. So you'll have your artificial intelligence that you talk to, like on her, and you'll have maybe the few people that you actually interact with regularly, and you contact them through the apps. And you don't have to interact with anybody, and you can walk around and not interact with anybody.
Just think about this too, on the bottom line, just on relationships with people. Like, people trying to shut this shit down. They talk do the robot brothel and all the other shit, whatever, and all that shit's coming down the line the next year or two. Like, you finna get like, ain't nobody getting no blow up down on you. Get an actual fucking robot that you can chill with AI and stuff like that. Who wants to deal with a relationship when they can get whatever they want made?
Right.
You gonna like people gonna be like, oh, that shit's crazy, this and that. But as the years keep going, you're going to see that shit be the norm.
But women's bodies becoming more fake. So then, why not just buy a fake body?
What you say? Say it again. Women's bodies what?
Because plastic surgery is becoming a lot more common. That's not a secret. Plastic surgery has become a lot more common. I've seen fake body parts on people like that I know. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It happens. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with it. But I'm saying that like, once AI starts progressing, and I could just buy the entire person, like body, personality, everything.
And then I can just buy an upgrade like an Xbox. You know what I'm saying? The new version come out and shit, and just buy.
So y'all cool
need a software update.
You just want a robot?
No, because I think you want some personality. But for all the shit that we deal with now, that people like,
you'd rather robot.
No, how those people say like, I don't want to put up with this type of shit. I think it will shift to that. That people like, I don't want to deal with this shit.
And you're going to be able to modify that personality the way that you want to. And you're able to do what you want to do with it.
Think about what a lot of women tell you when you first meet them or you see a profile or something. This is what I'm not going to deal with. This is what I'm not going to do. So when you say that, I can go ahead and just get a robot dude that's not going to do all the things I want. And even just the what's name size of them and everything too. So
yeah. You get the perfect proportions that you want. Ass be the right size. Everything is just what you want it to be. Plus, their personality match what you want it to be. So you don't have to worry about.
Do you pay the bills like I need you to pay the bills?
Everybody independent. So it's like, why need somebody else pay some bills? That'd be nice, but
even still, if you gotta, and this is like, you know, fantasy like far in the future. But
shit, talking about far in the future.
If the robot is that you know, able to do things,
get a job,
then they could be doing something to make money.
Fred better have a job.
You can do the AI, whatever the AI cook the whole meal for you at home.
What up, Fred?
I'm gonna say they kill you.
Yeah.
Shut the
If it's
fuck
my
up.
robot shit, that's
Really,
it's mocking
nigga?
Robots
Really?
gonna kill all of us.
Yeah,
Really,
pretty
nigga?
much. Skynet's online, baby. All going down. Terminator shit.
No, I'm still old school.
But you're gonna be one of the few.
I like talking to people.
No, I'm saying you be one of the few, but there's gonna be a lot of people that be like,
Like
I don't want to
real
talk to
people.
nobody. I don't want to deal with that.
I don't even text like that, so I don't know what the hell I'm
How
doing.
many women and how many men right now? I'm tired of dealing with the opposite sex. I'm tired of dealing with these people.
Me?
I'm tired of dating.
I'm
Dating
done.
sucks and shit.
I'm done.
But you'll still interact with a person. If somebody could be like, I can give you this robot version of this person, whatever, a lot of people would take
No,
it.
I just don't mind like talking with people, but I'm just tired.
But you have a conversation. A lot of people don't.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, so you wanna come by the house?
To do
Wanna watch the game?
All the shit that you gotta teach a nigga to do, or try to convince
teach a
niggas to
nigga.
do.
Like I'm
or
too old for
convince
that
niggas to do.
shit. Or
But I'm saying,
convince,
listen.
or put on a tie. What? Oh, sorry.
But what
What?
I'm saying is, if you
I do
got
feel
a
like I'm
robot, you
niggas'
ain't gotta do
mamas
none
out
of
here.
that. But you don't have to do none of that if you do a robot that you just program.
Do you
to
see
do
how
that.
my decade went? You gonna wear that? We going to, you know where we going? Put on a tie.
Right. So that's why by 2030, you have a nigga that you can just program. He do whatever you want.
Fred, you ain't matching. Fred, my robot name is Fred.
Fred can put on a suit. Fred can take all the ballets in the plays and
Get it,
stuff.
Fred. I still want to go to the Red Rooster. I still want to be out.
He'll be ready
Hey,
to
you know
you
what?
two-stepping.
And you might even be able to, go ahead and cheat a little bit on your
See, that's
on
where you
robot.
die. That's where you
Because-
die.
Yeah, the robot.
Yeah, robot gonna be like,
Robot gonna be like,
like
Ashley,
Ashley,
you went home at 2 a.m.
Actually, at 1:15, I know you were with John.
Yeah, because you have a tracker on you.
Yeah, the tracker.
Next thing you know, that nigga hold the door.
Yeah, your
I
phone
was
records.
like, now that Fred beating me.
Yeah.
This
That's
a real
robot.
relationship.
But that's the other thing I have to worry about, and then we can end on this. But the other problem I have, and I how we went from where we were to.
I know.
But
I want a robot
one
Fred.
of the other problems I have with artificial intelligence is that it's continuing to get smarter.
So they're gonna figure out some shit. They probably gonna cheat on your ass. You back in it.
Well,
Oh,
because
nigga, you ain't gonna cheat on me with
Because you're
Sarah.
making artificial intelligence too much lifelike. You
Right.
have to think like a person, and you be like,
Remember?
you gotta think
Oh,
about
girl and
how
her?
devious some people can be. And
Right, because
Oh, girl and her was fucking other niggas.
yeah, she was. She was doing. She said about 1,000 right now.
Right now.
right now.
Banging
while I'm
right
talking to you.
now.
Oh my god. But yeah,
Damn, bitch.
Shoot.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
This Manhattan.
if you listening and you haven't seen the movie Her, you should watch that.
I watched that shit over and over. That's a good movie.
Scarlett Johansson is the voice of Her.
Yeah, she had a nice
And
voice.
this is Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all there.
I like when she grabbed that girl to bring her up there and had the little earpiece in her
Oh,
ear.
yeah, the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, that's weird.
that was weird.
See that shit we going
But
to.
anyway,
I was like, damn, friend, that's you.
It's some weird shit.
Yes,
Hey,
Ashley,
but-
that's me. Morris Chestnut at the door. You know what I'm saying?
hey, but like the girl she picked for him was
What's
somebody
right?
that he would want to be.
Yeah.
So,
But he didn't want to be.
because it wasn't her, he was just being weird though. That
No, he wasn't.
that nigga was being weird.
No, he wasn't. He took
But-
her to a
but-
cabin and shit.
But I'll tell you this. It's
This
back to-
nigga took her to a cabin.
No, but listen, it's back to what Wash was saying about people that are always on the AI and always talking to just the app or whatever. When you actually put it in front of a person, they don't feel the same.
But it's really messed up. Remember how he was writing letters? Like he worked at a job where he writing letters for somebody.
Right.
And I'm like, that's fucked up.
That's like people that tweet real well but can't say anything in person. Like they're able to write, they just like able
Because at the
to
end of the
write.
day, like I said, I'm just looking at the screen and stuff like that. I'm not dealing with your facial expressions on another person can tell a lot. Whatever.
Right.
You can tell somebody doesn't like the conversation. They disgusted about something. They like something. Enjoy
Yes.
something.
I can't
So-
hide anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So being in front of somebody is a whole different experience than just looking at a screen and being like, I can tell them anything and not really feel like it came off negatively or whatever, unless they say it.
That's why I'm old school. The texting thing and talking is cool. But we need to meet up and just have a comment, see if we actually match.
Well, I'm saying, because it's an old school thing. Like I said, I can text you back and forth with her, right?
Yeah.
But if I feel like I text something, I'll be like,
but you probably have a drink with somebody and they ain't saying shit.
But even for the reason of you text me something back, whatever, and I don't like how it sounds, or like what I sent you sounded, whatever, let me call you because I don't want nothing to get lost in translation. Because I feel like I can read something differently than I can actually say it.
Mm-hmm.
It be interpreted differently. Some people don't care. Some people are like, hey, I'm fine with us talking like this, whatever, because we get in front of each other and talk. It's too many emotions are being shown back and forth where I'm uncomfortable. I don't know how to really.
I met a guy like that. He was very good at texting, but when he told me, he was like, I have social anxiety and stuff like that.
And you find out even more and more now that more people have social anxiety, don't know how to talk to nobody.
But once the text all got there.
Oh, it takes you a full book.
What?
You know what I'm saying? But talking in person, they're like, it's some Ricky Bobby shit. I don't know what to do with my hands. Yeah. And stuff like that. It's like
it was just weird because when we went to go have drinks, he was just like, "You still thirsty?" We just sat down. Like, nigga, I just got here. He was like, "Yeah." Because he was just like, you could just tell
you're not
comfortable. He's like,
because you're not comfortable in that setting. You're not comfortable.
I thought he had a girl that was there. It was all weird, but unfortunately, he ain't. He's like, I got social anxiety and stuff. I was like, oh, okay.
But yeah, I think social anxiety is one of the things that's going to be, like I said, a big thing for AI.
It is fucked up. Social anxiety part is really fucked up because you hear a lot of people like, I have social anxiety. I don't like to go to concerts and stuff like that because of big crowds, right?
Yeah.
But it's not even that anymore. People like, I have social anxiety. I don't like to be in a crowd of 4 people. Or
yeah.
5
okay,
people.
so I think I have a little bit of anxiety because like I'll go somewhere and I'll just be like, man, I don't know what to do. But once I drink a little bit, fuck it. Get it, bitch. Get it.
Yeah, but like I said,
is that social anxiety? That's not social anxiety. Okay.
But that's you self-medicating yourself to be able to relax.
To deal with it.
Yeah, I ain't relaxed. I can tell I'm not relaxed, so I'm like.
And you have a lot of people that are doing that. A lot of people are self-medicating.
Shit, I do that too, though. That's just.
But I don't like that feeling at first. Like I was like, I'm ready to go. You ready to go?
That's why I drink before I go anywhere.
Well, first of all, I was with my niece. I couldn't drink. Second of all, we got there. It was a little late, so well.
But anywho, anybody have anything else? We done for today.
Really?
We had like an hour.
Yeah, we was talking. It's just going like how fast.
I brought my paper.
There's your paper.
I was on point today.
Did you talk about your stuff? Everything on the paper?
No, this is not. We didn't even talk about approval of others. None of that shit.
Okay, we got to save it for.
We'll save it.
I say we ain't touching it at all. We need to have a whole episode on it.
We'll save it.
We talked about a lot. I thought
we did kind of just go to a lot of shit about the decade and kind of rolled over.
We rolled over into the self love and all that kind of stuff. But,
so what I'll say this last part. So what do you look forward for the 20s?
Becoming another auntie with one of y'all. Bring on the kids.
I hope I do get married in these 20s and have kids.
I hope you do too. I know I'm in the wedding.
I hope you have kids too and married.
I'm in his wedding.
You should be.
I'm singing in there. I'll bring it. I told you how I walk in people's wedding. Just bring my karaoke. And yeah, yeah. What do I look forward to? Just doing different things. I want to do something different. Like different. Different. Everything gotta be. I want to do the same shit in this 10 year at all. I want to do something different.
I'm looking forward to my circle being more powerful. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're to the point where the people I really whatever we actually, like you say, doing different things, taking more trips.
Yeah.
Hopefully on some family progression. You know what I'm saying? Financial wise, whatever. Like I seen a post today, somebody was like, I want to get to the point where somebody like, yeah, I'm making 80,000. He be like, oh, dang, you ain't making shit. You know what I'm saying? You need to get to the.
Better stop talking to me like that.
You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing was, it was like, oh, you ain't making shit, whatever. Let's get you here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where like, man, we get there, we be like, this ain't good enough for us. Let's get some more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to that point with them. Cause I feel like people always talk about stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then 10 years go by and they be like, damn man, we should have did that back in the days and that. Cause we would have been here. It's like, nah, we could have started this shit today. Yeah. And actually move forward.
We in 2020, it's a new decade. So I feel it comes the same way Wash was saying. I want to make a move now so that 10 years from now, we can say, damn, we really did this. This past 10 years been kind of lit. Even if we have to struggle for the first part of the 10 years. By the time I hit,
At least
40,
you try.
43, you
Yeah.
you
At least
you
try and be like, you know what, that ain't work, but we gonna try.
Yeah, we did our
At
best.
least
To
we
get
try.
there.
Yeah. I want to try everything I can. I do not want to do shit the same. No same niggas. No same fuck ass friends. No. Oh.
Everything.
I even looked at how we went to Vegas this past year,
Yeah.
and stuff like
When
that.
y'all left me in
In the earthquake
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
fucking
Like-
his friend.
Like I said, at the end of the day, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would like to do more shit like that.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like I said, just everybody just getting away, just having a good time. And enjoying
Yeah.
themselves.
Nobody got arrested.
Nobody got arrested. Everybody got fucked up. Cause like I say, you know what I'm saying? The trip like the earthquake has some ups and downs. But like I said, the funniest time was leaving the club, and I asked going to the pizza spot, and half y'all not remembering we went to the damn pizza spot. to
What's
eat
the
some meat.
pizza spot?
Yes, after the club when everybody was fucked
Oh,
up.
I ate that pizza in the
Yeah,
morning.
and then the next morning was like, we got pizza.
I ain't remember.
Every time we ate, I was kind of fucked up. Like, I need to eat. I know that we went to the restaurant, I was about to cry.
Being fucked up for that. Being fucked up at the pool party to the point when we went to go eat after that, and we walked like what, not even a minute away from the restaurant, and this nigga left his shades like.
Oh, I got a video.
Yeah, we
That's
gone too
what
far.
he's talking about. I
Just keep
said,
walking. We gone too far.
oh, we got in the wrong Uber? Because somebody said that's the Uber. Y'all made me, I jumped in that bitch like, it's the Uber now.
I'm sitting there like, hey, this dude over here saying this thing, shit. Y'all open the door, so let's go. Oh, this fucked up. We took their shit.
That's right. We starting up with Mardi Gras 2020.
Hey,
Yeah.
you need to find a way to get out there.
Huh?
You need to find a way to get out there.
What day y'all leaving?
15th to the 17th.
I know. I'm coming.
With who?
Yeah. No?
All right.
No, you come.
I ain't coming?
Here's 3-4 niggas. You coming?
Too many niggas.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some girls that's actually gonna be down there.
Hey, well, come on.
Yeah.
But don't be down
I
there.
thought I was already invited.
No, it's 3-4 niggas, but no. Like I said, you know some people down there. There's some
Yeah.
people down there. You need a way to get down there. You can ride with us.
You robbed us, yeah.
I can actually. Okay, I can actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got you.
They didn't let me know I wasn't going with them.
Nigga.
But I was
I told
already
you.
packed in my head.
Nigga, I told you. I said,
I was already fucking ready.
She was like, she's like, I gotta find somebody to go with this and that. I said, okay, well shit.
Actually, she asked me to go. I was like, oh, we already going. I invited myself.
Okay, well, we going in.
Well, we going there.
God
Like I
damn
say,
it.
you talk to her with her, right? Like I say, if they car deep, whatever, I got you going out there. Cause we gonna leave Saturday morning.
Oh.
And then cause we gonna leave Saturday, come back Monday. If they burn out that Sunday or on you, whatever, I got you Monday.
I'm coming back Sunday.
You'll come back Sunday with them? Okay.
I'll probably fly back.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
That's fly back that night. Okay.
They going out there, what, Friday or Sunday?
Yeah.
The first weekend or the second weekend they go?
First.
Okay, so same weekend.
Cool beans, man.
Cool, so we good. We all on the back, Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Fuck up.
Alright. Alright, so.
I talked to y'all about. I'm like, what they
Yeah, so we
saying?
gotta talk that off here because we gotta figure out where we staying at. Well, where
Yeah.
you staying at.
Where y'all staying?
We
We'll
gotta
talk about that off.
Yeah, we talk about it off here. Anyway, so we're gonna wrap this up so we can go ahead and have our conversation.
Yeah, as always, we hope you laughed a little, learned a lot. We hope we have helped you find a remedy to whatever's troubling you. This is What's the Remedy podcast.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Men don't stink.
What?
No.
What?